Hello and welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill your friends and get your gaming goodness each and every Monday. My name's John Blight. Joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here, and I sure hope nobody leaks the entirety of our podcast before it gets released.
They can't. There's no way they'll know what we're going to talk about. What a crazy idea. Also here, Kieran Marshall.
Guys, today's episode of Explosion Network's Arcade Couch comes from the best fucking possible place we could do it. A fucking shipping yard. So we got containers with our faces on it, and we painted a face on the ground. Because we're about ships and stuff. Alright?
Because that's where real warfare is.
In the shipping container business.
Yeah, you don't hear about it because it's so stealth and so in the middle of nowhere, but it's nothing but guns.
Once you're down in the dirty mucks of the containers, you're definitely going to need some soap McTavish.
Oh dear. This week on the show, we're mainly just going to go over the three conference show things that have happened today as of recording, which is Friday. So when you're listening to this on Monday, however, there will be a couple more will have happened, and including it would have finished because it was on at 3 this morning, Monday. Yeah. The Xbox One will have happened as well. We will be recording later today, Monday, when you're listening to this, we'll be recording another episode and we'll just drop that one ASAP. So look out for another episode of Arcade Couch for that stuff. But today we'll be going over mainly Summer Game Fest, the Jeff Keighley hosted show. And then I want to go over Devolver and Day of the Debs as well. They don't have as much, of course, but and then we'll see how it goes. And there's a couple other news stories, but mainly Summer Game Fest, of course, is finally here. So let's get right into it. Ash, did you wake up bright and early? Did you enjoy
Yes,
Summer
I
Game
did.
Fest?
Yes, I did, and I wish I kind of slept and watched it later.
You know what's really bothering is when you watch a 2-hour show and then you flick over to a IGN video that's like, here's all the trailers covered for this show in some way or form in 7 minutes. You're like, huh, it's a pretty good way to watch this show.
Pretty accurate.
And
Yeah, it was long.
That's a good way to.
It was long, and there was not as many bangers as we would want, I would say.
How many bangers do you
There's some
reckon
cool
there
stuff
was
in there
for you personally? Anything hit for you?
I mean, it was cool seeing more Midnight Suns, even though that was all a CGI trailer. I guess it's cool to see the Last of Us information, just as a fan of video games in general. But yeah, and other than that, there wasn't a hell of a lot. There was I think the other thing, there was 6 or 7 of the same game, or it felt like there was multiples of the same game.
There was a lot of psychological horror.
There was a lot of spiritual successes to Dead Space.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. It's like somebody 3 or 4 years ago, a whole bunch of studios all at the same time went, you know what we should make? We should make fucking a survival horror game set in some kind of isolated environment, third person behind the character. Let's fucking do this.
I mean, it could be very true. It's one of those weird things. It was like how Delusionist, I always talk about how Delusionist and Prestige came out what seemed like the same month.
Or Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Yeah, that's all those sorts of things, yeah. So what, Kieran, I assume you didn't get up for this.
I did not get up, and thank God I didn't. I'm too busy with work and shit.
What do you think?
I scrubbed through it. There were some trailers that I was like, cool. I'm actually, I think Modern Warfare was actually interesting, even though it was kind of predictable that Modern Warfare is coming and we already knew.
And long.
It was long. I will give it that. It was very long.
It was nearly 8 minutes, I think. 7 minutes something, I think.
I think I was I was getting slightly over the fucking circle jerk that was Summer Games Fest throughout the show of anybody who came up being like, oh, Jeff, you're the greatest. You're so cool, Jeff. And we're so great. And everybody, I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Wasn't it only Glenn Schofield who was like...
Oh, there was a couple people...
Everybody else was kind of thankful for being there. I don't think there was...
Yeah, I feel like people were like... it was like a general...
Hey, Jeff,
thanks for having me.
You're doing a great job.
That was just... Yeah, Glenn Schofield was like, I want to thank you for everything you do. He was the only person...
I feel like...
Jeff's like, what? So, Jeff either was generally surprised that he said that, or he's a
No, there was also Arthur Morgan's voice actor. I can't remember his real name. Roger something. I can't remember.
Roger Clark.
Robert Clark. He had a bit of a circle jerky moment. There was another couple. I don't know. It was just it could have. I feel like it just could have been a tighter show, and we had weird segments by The Rock. Just lots of kind of weird
coming from
stuff
what is it? His Iron Paradise.
The Iron Paradise, as he kind of has to take 20. Like, he took a good portion of it just explaining this Iron Paradise. Like, it was just...
It was so weird. Hey guys, we come from the thing. It was
very
like the most
odd.
pro-human thing. By the way, here's my energy drink, and I'm in this movie, and I'm also in Fortnite. And by the way, guys, I work at this is my fucking gym. Did I mention the energy drink? Like,
Here's the thing. Black Adam, Superman doesn't like magic. Black Adam uses magic. You put two and two together.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'll kick Superman's ass.
He's like, look, Black Adam, Superman. There's only one thing different than them. Actually, no, there's a fair bit different between them. But you know what Superman's weakness is?
No, not kryptonite. The other thing.
Yeah. It was He's like, no, the other weakness. No, I said one weakness, but yeah, I meant the second weakness. That's forget the point.
Yeah,
Can we start
that
again?
That felt like a very expensive cameo.
Yeah. That The Rock has literally just pulled out his cell phone and just first take, send it in.
I feel like somebody from his PR company was like, hey,
can you just like quickly film this? It sends it in. They're like, could you put a shirt on? He's like, fuck no.
No.
Don't have any around.
I don't have time for that shit. Hell no.
I don't have any branded shirts available.
Yeah, he's like, I only wear shirts. You got a shirt for this energy drink? No. You got a shirt for this Fortnite, my character? Whatever that character is? No. Get the hell out of here. Got a Black Adam shirt? No. All right, get the hell out of here.
No.
I thought it was one up, one down, I guess, on the Explosion Network official thumbs rating is what I'd go. One up, one down.
I think it did nothing insane. Like, it felt very kind of...
Yeah, there was no crazy moment.
It sucks when, to be fair, the one, it maybe wasn't going to, either way, I don't feel like it was going to be the biggest, oh my God, because it was sort of rumored anyway. But the fact that The Last of Us was the show ending game. And
here's my question.
Yeah.
Did you know it leaked?
Yeah.
Because it leaked overnight.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter when I woke up. I checked Twitter.
Okay.
Because I woke up half hour before the show to make sure I could have time to slowly roll out.
I woke up 10 minutes before.
I read this.
Turn TV on.
I read this thing, right? They say sleeping in 90-minute increments is better. So it's
Napoleon or something did micro naps or something.
So after reading that, if I can get 5 hours sleep, I'll set my alarm for 4.5 hours instead of 5. You know what I'm saying? Like
so you're saying 90-minute increments?
Yeah, so like 90
minutes. So don't
minutes.
break a 90-minute.
No.
So you can either go 90, 180, 270 minutes.
Yeah.
No, that's weird.
This is... Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 4 hours.
Because everybody says 8 hours is the best.
No, I think that's fake news. I don't remember last time I've slept 8 hours. I don't know if that's a real thing. And I'm perfectly fine. I thought it, one up, one down. It was a mixed bag. Definitely went for way too long. Was missing that one big banger, No God of War or no Elden Ring or just something that everyone wanted. And the funny thing is that Jeff tried to temper expectations because I feel like even he knew he didn't have anything that big. He was like, look, it's mostly going to be games that you've seen before. It wasn't. It was actually it was game
stuff that we never heard of before of stuff, and didn't care for.
It was a lot of new stuff, but I feel like he was trying to cover his ass because he knew that he didn't have a banger.
Yep.
But that's fine. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was just, it was middle of the road, I feel, in these shows.
Here's my number one criticism. I feel like the pacing was very bad across the board. And it's very much down to Jeff Keighley having to set up every single trailer.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing 3 trailers now. Three games in which there's a dude and some space station.
It should only
check them all out.
It should only cut back to him when he was talking to someone on the stage. Otherwise, it should have just been trailer, cut back, talk to person from Activision, trailer, cut back, talk to Troy Baker and that.
Also,
you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like the world premiere signs are getting a little bit out of hand. Like
World
that
premiere.
that combined with like the special music riff they had for everyone, it was just very.
I mean, it's a world premiere if the trailer hasn't been shown before, apparently.
mm-hmm.
Even if it's a game that we've seen before.
Yeah.
It's like, this trailer is brand new. It's world premiere.
That's all from the Spike. That's all from the Spike Video Game Award stuff that they used to do. They always like world premiere with the voice.
It's like hyping it up for no reason. It's just very.
We know there's all of these are world premieres. So if all of them are world premieres, none of them are world premieres.
And interestingly, he did announce next year going head to head with E3. So E3 is like, we're coming back live, full audience. Let's go.
Well, with that, in that regard, it just depends on what the companies are going to sign.
Yeah, if anyone's going to be at E3, because and Jeff's like, nah, already announced, doing Summer Game Fest live people next year. So Summer Game Fest versus E3. Who will have whose conference at which event?
Like, what side are you on?
What side are you on? Yeah. People are like, fuck, I don't like either side.
Burn it down.
Let's run through everything that was shown here. So first, Street Fighter 6. Got a trailer during State of Play, of course. Now they this one just showed off Guile, however you say his name. Big hair, comb, cool. No one really hears.
His hair goes out, right? That's the thing.
What the fuck if I know?
I don't know.
Wait, that wasn't Brock Lesnar?
It was not. Brock Lesnar is a cowboy. Then we got Aliens Dark Descent. So when they first showing this, I was like, oh my God, not another Aliens game. Like, will they just stop? No, none of these are any good. This one kind of looks cool though, because at the end when they revealed it was a sort of a co-op twin stick shooter alien game, I was like, oh yeah, like that's
different.
That's different. That could work because previously they're like, we'll try first person shooters and third person shooters and first person shooters, and all of them fail horribly and no one likes them. So, or at least even that last one was people were like, yeah, it's okay. And
this also set another precedence of the show of them all being CG trailers that had barely any gameplay. CG trailers that were nothing like the games.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. So yeah, I'm kind of keen to learn more about this one, but yeah, we need to see a bit more actual gameplay, I think. Then we got the Callisto Protocol, which is currently one of my most anticipated games of 2022 for sure. Talked about this on Platinum Explosion last week. They showed some of the trailer for this during State of Play, where they released the release date, so it's coming out December this year, which I'm really cool about. You got to see the Schofield cut of the trailer, which just meant it had more violence right there at the end. You got to see a whole bunch of the Red Band trailer, whole bunch of obliteration that wasn't in the original trailer for this at the end. And then they showed some gameplay as well, which it looks 100% like Dead Space, and to me ain't nothing but a selling point. Like, it literally just looks like the spiritual success.
This is going to be true for all of this.
Do you reckon I don't want to say favoritism, but like, do you reckon Jeff gave somebody a heads up and was like, hey, we're going to put
I've got like 6 of these.
We got 6 of these.
Who wants to go first?
You're at the front.
Who's going to give me the most money to go first?
Yeah, exactly.
This one should go first. In a world where a bunch of people are trying to do Dead Space-like games, this is the one from the Dead Space guy. This is from the creator of Dead Space. This is the guy. So this is why this is the one to care about. This is why this is a game I've cared about since they announced it. They were like, hey, the guy who made Dead Space is making a survival horror game set on a space prison place. I was like, yes.
In the PUBG universe.
And they were like, in PUBG universe. I was like, weird, but still interested. And then a month ago, they're like, it's no longer in the PUBG universe. I was like, oh yeah. And then they dropped that trailer at State of Play. I was like, oh yeah.
So what was your reaction after this?
Oh, fucking love it. It's literally everything I would want from it. Like, it looks scary. You have the same shooting. It looks like
to the
what?
Yes.
Oh yeah! How about that? That better for you? Yeah, I mean, this is everything I want. Like, I saw some complaints on Twitter that the violence looked too much. Fuck no! Like, Dead Space, all of the deaths in Dead Space were
in this genre, I don't think there's such thing as too much. Like,
No, and that's the
I
thing.
don't
Like
know, it
Dead
feels
Space had the
weird.
same thing where if you died, like they were very like purposely visceral, fucked up deaths, like getting your head crushed and all sorts of stuff like that. Like you're stomping the monsters in this to get wet ammo and stuff, exactly like you did in Dead Space. You've got guns where it looks like you're having to shoot up limbs potentially and stuff like that, exactly like in Dead Space. Your health bars on the back of your neck instead of your spine, basically like Dead Space. Like, what's all the love here? I don't know why you should look. Unless you hate horror games like Ash, which I'll give you a pass, if you're not excited about this and you like video games and you aren't a scaredy cat, I definitely feel like there's everything here to be excited about. Brand new IP, exciting. If you like scary games, you should be fucking. I think in general everyone should be excited for this. This generally looks very good to me. What do you think, Karen?
No, I think this looks great. Like, I think it's funny that this game was, it's no longer part of the PUBG universe, so it's kind of very much standing on its own. But at the same time, I feel like it's always just kind of always been that way. Like, I don't know. It's
Well, we got one trailer when they revealed it at I think the Game Awards. One teaser trailer, CG trailer, of course.
Yes, and then somebody came out,
and then we hadn't seen anything until the last month. So we never even had another trailer since reveal as part of that PUBG universe thing. It was literally just that one first trailer.
It was like somebody was like, "Oh, by the way, this is PUBG, guys." As like kind of, I don't know, trying to funnel people back to PUBG in the long run, and it's just like, no, that doesn't work like that. That isn't how this works. And I think 100% it is in a better spot because it's been able to be its own thing. And to, I don't think it, even in the first place, I don't think it was going to be any different than what it is. Even with it being in PUBG, maybe there'd be some character side notes about winner chicken dinner and stuff like that. But other than that, it's like PUBG's got no lore, so why does it matter?
Well, they were apparently because they opened all these other developers like within that group to make games that were supposed to all be set during the expand upon this and build the PUBG universe. But I feel like at some stage they were like, I don't know, why don't we just make games? Why don't we just make games? Let them speak for themselves and stuff like that. So I don't know. But I'm looking back at the trailer now, and even then I'm like, there's a chest thing here on the side. Pretty sure you can probably open that. Like, there's just so much. I've seen someone else complain that looks too much like Dead Space. I'm like, I just don't think so, because it's not like it's a genre or a style that's been overcrowded or is even overcrowded. Even with a bunch of these other games in the show, which we'll get to later, where they're spaced ones or whatever, the couple we saw gameplay for, they just still don't look like Dead Space. They're still like either first person shooter or, you know what I mean, like first person survival horror, maybe something like that. So I just don't think it's like complaining that Call of Duty looks like a fucking first person shooter. I'm like,
yeah, that's fair.
Talking about, then we got the gameplay for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where they were like, hey, all your favorites are returning. Brian Altano had a great tweet where I just like list all, I think I retweeted it. It was like all these random names like Soap, Two Box, Tsushima, like all these like random
Alejandro.
Names. All these things. And then I love how they show the gameplay and they're like, at the end they're like, yeah, all those people we said they're in the game, and that you love, they're in it, but they weren't in the gameplay we showed you.
In this bit.
But they're in it.
Here.
They'll be in it. Yeah.
I also feel really bad for the guy having to recite all their names, and you could tell he was like,
his
not
head was
struggling, but like it could have.
His head was like
used...
tick boxing everything, like so. Ghost, yeah.
Did I miss anybody? If I miss somebody, they're gonna kill me. They'll be pissed. But
you like what you saw here?
I do. It's one of those things where, fuck, if if Modern Warfare was on Game Pass right now, I probably would have downloaded it when I got home tonight.
Did you play it?
No, I've never played it, and it's been one of those things where it's it's always not been on a list to play so much, but one of those things where every time I see it, I'm like, why haven't I played this? I love Modern Warfare 1, like the original Call of Duty 4, like it's and I've only ever heard good things about Modern Warfare. Like
it's really good. The campaign
as a single player like kind of story, it's there's only good things to be said about it, really. So It's definitely more exciting that there's another part coming, and they're continuing to build up that franchise and that port of that franchise. But yeah, on the other hand, it's very much like, I want to go out and buy it though. I don't know. I probably will eventually. It's in an interesting spot, Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty itself, just for me personally, has lost a lot of any interest. Like, it's just because it is so serialized now and so just regular. Like, I don't know. It's hard to fully describe it. It's in a weird spot in many ways. So I'm excited to see what they do next, but at the same time, I'm lukewarm on it in terms of me actually picking up and playing it.
I felt like it was way too long and not that exciting of a demo. I don't even know if the hardcore. The thing is, people are like, I don't really feel like you can't even do this isn't for me, but I understand that maybe Call of Duty fans are loving this. I don't think they are. I think hardcore Call of Duty fans want to know about multiplayer.
They want the hype moments. They want the crazy bullshit like set pieces, you know?
Yeah, that or just multiplayer. Like, what is the multiplayer? That's the thing most people care about.
It's like what? We're waiting to jump in? We're not like breaking down the door to go in? We're waiting?
Yeah.
Like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah. I feel like the hardcore, a lot of the hardcore Call of Duty players that play it and buy it every year don't even play a single player. Like, or care to. Yeah. It's like, I might play it, sort of thing, you know. They want to know about multiplayer. And they want to know about the multiplayer. And then this is also coming with modern what's it called?
Warzone
2.0
is coming.
2.0, which is a completely separate, like, it's new. It's stuff apparently won't carry over. It's a new game or some shit like that. They did a very...
So they're going to update the game, and it's going to be in line with this one. The storyline or world, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of confusing stuff going on. And to the point that even at some stage in this, Jeff's like, you got to talk more about that? They're like, we'll talk more about it soon. I'm like, okay.
I hope they're talking about it soon because, you know, that set that they set up looked very expensive and they should get some more use out of it.
The set, I presume it's the same one Jeff uses for everything, though.
No, I'm talking about the one where they cut to them with the...
Yes.
In the port somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what that is. All right, then we got Flashback 2 announced. I've never heard the first game. This is a sequel. It's 30 years later.
It
looks like another world to me. That's what I thought it was at first, another world, because that's a game I've actually played. Or I guess the original Prince of Persia. That sort of, you know, very old school side-scrolling puzzle adventure thing. So yeah, which is I basically always think another world. Anyway. Whatever. It looked fine. Nothing that excited me.
Yeah. Came out in 1992.
There you go.
Developed by Delphine Software of France.
Wow.
On the Sega Genesis. So.
Very random. I don't know who was sitting at home going, oh my God, they've made a Flashback 2. I can't believe it. Margaret.
Finally.
They've finally done it, Margaret. Flashback's back.
I've been waiting.
What a flashback! I didn't see it coming. Yeah,
apparently there was a remaster a few years ago. So
there you go. Must have sold like bangers. Who knows? Then we got a trailer for Witchfire. So this has also been MIA for, I don't know, 3-4 years.
He said like 5 years, right?
Yeah, like a very long time. So Jeff had a trailer for this, I think, at the Game Awards, which was the reveal trailer. And I remember being really excited. I actually forgot the game existed, being so long since we'd seen it. Because the thing was, when they revealed it, they were like, from the people that brought you the vanishing of Ethan Carter. I was like, all right, walking simulator, cool, let's go. And I remember the first trailer like starts off really pretty, and, you know, it looks like a walking simulator, and then old mate pulls out a gun or something. I was like, oh, the walking simulator devs are doing a shooting game. So that was the whole interesting point. But yeah, this trailer is just straight up like, we fucking got it. It's a Victorian era shooty bang bang thing. It looks fine. This trailer was nowhere near as exciting as I remember the reveal one. I'm keen to learn more based on the talent involved, and it certainly looks pretty and everything. And a beta is apparently coming sometime soon, they said, in the near futures. So then we got to Fort Solace. So this is the one where they played a quick CG trailer, no gameplay. Then they dragged out Roger Clark, Troy Baker, Julia Clark. Have I done this right? Is that right? Am I making up names? No, Julia Brown. I've wrote it wrong. Yeah, I was about to say I've put it. That's my fault. I'll fix this after. It was very early this morning. It's fine. If I've wrote the same person, that's fine. So Roger Clark and Troy Baker dragged out on stage, and then there's Julia Brown was also on the poster, so she's going to be in the game as well. But the pitch for this one, as Troy Baker got told, was it's Dead Space crossed with Duncan Jones's film Moon. I don't know if anyone here has actually watched that other than me, but very cool movie. This sounds like a great pitch to me. So Moon is about, without spoiling it in case anyone want to watch it, it's about Sam Rockwell. He is on a space station on the moon. He has a little robot friend who's voiced by Kevin Spacey. Doesn't really hold up on that factor, but voiced by Kevin Spacey. And it's just like a psychological thriller that deals with him, sort of loneliness and, stuck on this place and like, is there weird things going on or is it in his head and stuff happens. I don't know if the spoilers say more than that, but so that's really cool. Dead Space is really cool. They don't show anything. Apparently Troy Baker and Roger Clark's characters are at each other's throats, or they're enemies, I guess is the
potentially
pitch there,
they disagree on where to survive.
Yeah. So like I'm intrigued to learn more. It's definitely interesting that the game is like not by a AAA big studio and they've got a lot of AAA video game actor talent involved. So that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. What anyone, Kieran, did you think you loved Troy Baker?
I was loving this, honestly. I think this is one of the better trailers and the better features of this show. Maybe it was quite close to my favorite. I think this is another one that I was like, oh, this is very Dead Space or very much very similar feel. But at the same time, it didn't feel like it was throwing it away or doing a disservice to that. I thought it was tackling new things. I was interested to see what the psychological thriller is, what the actual gameplay is, and if there is something going on or if it's all in the characters' heads. I thought, there's potential for it to have a lot of that balance to it.
Ash, I presume this did nothing for you because it has spooky
Nope.
vibes. Yep,
I'm good.
Yeah, this really wasn't a show for you. Really, I feel like a lot of the trailers they really was the anti-Ash show.
Yep.
What do we get next? Next, we got Routine,
which is the same game but with a robot.
No, so this was interesting because
what do you mean no?
Well, so this one popped up and I was like, I swear they already announced this. So I do a quick Google.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, and they did. So I linked in the Explosion Network news story that there was this really cool article. When was this originally posted? 3rd of February 2018. Vice posted, Patrick Klepek wrote a really cool article that was titled, So What Happened to Routine, that promising space horror game from 2013? So it was originally revealed in 2013. And when he wrote this like starts paragraph here is like, for more than 5 years, I've been looking forward to a horror game called Routine. The 2012 trailer teased a sci-fi thriller. Players wander a space station, scrounging for resources and hiding from menacing robots. The grimy alien aesthetic pulled me in, and when I learned it was a non-linear adventure with permadeath and no HUD, the UI was supposed to communicate everything, I was completely sold. Anyway, that's an interesting article to read, especially in retrospect now since the game's got re-released, and he was like a good dig piece.
Also, this article's from 2018.
That's what I'm saying. I said it's from 2018. Like,
okay, my bad.
No, I said it. It was just interesting to read. Like he does a deep dive on trying to figure out what happened to the game, and it was funny reading that back. If you want like a history lesson on like sort of the fact it's been missing for so long. Anyway, it's got re-revealed. The game's coming back. A lot of people apparently were quite excited for this. I vaguely remember the name, but I don't recall much more than that. Cool trailer, very creepy trailer. I think that part at the end where they're like standing behind what is it? I don't know, like the wavy stuff that they have in like supermarkets to get to the bakery. I don't know, like
what?
Like the door stuff they have in the trailer. It's a little floaty stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. Then the robot comes up at the end. I thought it was creepy. I don't know if you're like supposed to ignore them the whole game because it doesn't look like he has a gun. He looks like he's got like a tracking, like a speedometer, not something that can actually hurt anyone. And then they've like fucked up jaws with teeth and eyes, and I don't know. This game looks creepy. What do you think of it, Kieran?
I can't say it left that much of an impression on me, to be perfectly honest. I think this was maybe the point where I felt, oh, this is another like, I don't know, maybe it's just fatigue from having these back to back. But I'm interested now to hear you talk about more of it and kind of I had not read or heard much about the background of it at all, so to hear that and where that's coming from, I think is it's got potential.
It's not a oh, everyone's developing the same thing at the same time. This is it was supposed to come out years and years and years ago.
Yes,
so, like,
100%. Like 100%. It is. It's just in many ways, it's unfortunate at the time that it has finally surfaced again. It's kind of surfaced among a pack of rabid dogs.
Yeah. Then this is where Dwayne The Rock Johnson popped up. I don't think we need to go over that again. We made fun of it before. It was weird video.
Zoa!
Yeah, very weird video.
Back at him.
Yeah. Then we got Outriders World
I'm in
Slayer.
Paradise! Sorry. I just had
We got an Outriders World Slayer
remind you.
trailer. That's out very soon, so that's a major expansion to Outriders. Cool game. Don't know if maybe I'll jump it. I don't know. We'll see. Then the cool trailer, live action trailer for Fall Guys that I thought was pretty funny, and just with the people turning into
Courage
Jelly
JD
beans.
and Valkyrie.
Valkyrie in it. I recognized her. I had no idea who the person was.
Yep.
But so that was a cool trailer. Basically to promote the fact that on June 21st, in case you forgot, the game's coming to all platforms now as free to play. Except for on PC, you have to remember it's now moving to Epic Games, unless you already own it on Steam, and then you can continue playing it there. Otherwise, crossplay, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, free to play, Season 1. Exciting times for Fall Guys, I think. Then we got a trailer for Stormgate. This was another big case of CGI trailer, tell you about the game. Don't show the game. It's tell, not show. So CGI trailer thing was kind of cool, I guess. Like I was intrigued by what I was watching. It was a girl, like an archaeologist.
We're gonna play like shield combat. I'm gonna be fighting all these monsters.
Yeah. And then after the fact, they're like, that's right. This is a real-time strategy game. This is from the people that brought you StarCraft.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so like this has potential to be a very good game, but it's definitely not what I was thinking it was based upon the trailer I was watching.
Yeah, just put a little bit of like gameplay.
Yeah. In retrospect.
At least a little bit. I know all these games usually have cinematics in them, but
But the difference is, if you watch a trailer for a StarCraft video or a Warcraft video or something, most people recognize something and go, this is a StarCraft, this is a World of Warcraft, this is, whatever. You recognize it's just a CGI cutscene for
because you know that universe.
You know the universe. But this is a new thing, so I'm trying to piece together what exactly the game could be, and like I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like third-person action game, surely? No, don't want. But it's still interesting. So it is an RTS. Has some talent involved from Blizzard, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, that sort of direction.
See, I appreciate the name of the studio because you know what survives a blizzard?
A
Frost Giant.
Okay. So it's going to be a free-to-play game as well. They say promising not like a shit ton of microtransactions and no NFTs.
Crypto.
It's crazy the world would have to be like, look, there's no NFTs in this game. I'm like, very good. Yeah.
That's one thing I'm grateful about this showcase so far.
No NFTs.
No NFTs.
Thank
you, Jeff.
Yeah. But yeah, they said it's going to be both competitively designed as well as I think the important factor was they're saying it's going to be open, like ready for newcomers and easy to jump into, because that's definitely a problem with a lot of these RTS type games. Steep learning curve, doesn't look inviting for new players. Most of them are marketed towards the hardcore long-time fans. So I think this has potential if it is actually good, because there's not like a million free-to-play RTS games out there. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
No, there isn't.
No,
I can think of anyway.
There's a million first-person shooters and third-person shooters, and
yeah, especially like probably in the vein of like a StarCraft, or Warcraft.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing really like that.
I think,
I can think of.
I think in many ways this game is timing it perfectly. I think it has been now, it kind of feels like it's forever since StarCraft has really been the main thing leading the real-time strategy esports phase. Blizzard clearly don't want to do anything with that genre anymore and don't really want to do anything with that game in terms of progression.
Well, that's because every time they start trying to do something with StarCraft, they cancel it.
Exactly, but I think that comes a little bit from people either not caring or kind of I don't know what the best word is for it. Like either not.
How do you improve on
caring
StarCraft
or-
2?
Yeah, like it feels like they're not wanting to put that time and effort in to making it better and to kind of progressing the genre. So to have these people that are clearly passionate about the genre want to progress and move forward with it, I think is a really, positive thing for a lot of people in the genre that love the genre.
Yeah, for sure. We then got a trailer for High Water. So very great, bright, wonderful, unique art direction. Starts out with a cool trailer where it's like, you're on a boat, there's like a radio station playing, something about the end of the world. The setup for this game is that it's a world ravaged by the effects of climate change, and you get to...
What a crazy concept.
What a crazy concept.
Crazy.
And it just looks like an exploration game where you'll, like head out, do stuff, talk to people. I don't really know, but all I know is it looked cool. Like I want to play it. Like I like the art style, I like the general premise, setup, and the music and the vibe I got from the game. I was like, yes, I would like to play you video game. That's cool. Then we got another one I'd really like to play. This looks really cool. American Arcadia. So this is from the developers of Call of the Sea. This is their next game. Nothing like Call of the Sea, but that's fine. It's the Truman Show, but a video game. So yeah, like literally, it's not even like it's like the trailer starts. It's like, oh, watch this character doing all this stuff, and then next second the character's like trying to break out, and this woman's like, no, change all the channels and everything. Like I had never actually heard this before. I don't know if we'd seen a trailer before.
Well, I mean,
it's part of the Tribeca Games Festival, but I don't know if they're...
So, it was announced, I assume, so...
Yeah, well, definitely was announced. I don't know if the trailer had been part of any major indie showcases or anything in the past. No. Not that I ever recall. But yeah, definitely looks really cool. You can, if you want to play it, you should be able to play it, a demo at the Tribeca Games Festival thing.
I don't know if you still can.
I don't know if you can still buy a ticket. Maybe you can. I have no idea. No, you wouldn't be able to by the time this is out. Actually, no, I'm completely wrong. I'm sorry. I'm selling you false hope. My bad, everyone. Time is an enigma. That has happened. This would have been useful last week. If you're somehow listening, if you somehow broke into our server and you're listening to this ahead of time or something, I don't know.
If you accidentally posted early.
If I accidentally published it early, I don't know. Yeah, this looks... What do you think, Ash? Were you like, yeah, hell yeah?
Yeah, this was one of the highlights, I think. Yeah, this was something that caught my eye, and I was like, that's a cool concept. Liked the art design. And it stood out from the rest of the trailers in this show, especially this far into the show, because it was not like dark, gritty, depressing. It's like, even though it is a little bit depressing, I guess this person being stuck in a...
I don't know. The Truman Show's pretty depressing, and if this is that same, like this is... I'm sure this
but it was a bit more colourful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So keen to check this out.
What do you think of this game? Do you like Truman Show?
No, I think it looked it was an interesting... I don't know why I got very much... What?
Did you just say
no? You don't like the
sorry,
Truman Show.
I didn't... No, I wasn't saying no, I didn't like the Truman Show. I think this... I don't know why I got very much Deathloop vibes from this. Maybe it's because every time the world premiere thing came up, like Deathloop was on, but it was like the same music and the same vibe. But no, I think it'll be interesting to find out more about the gameplay style and the story of it. If it is a more kind of automatically generated crowd reaction, or a bit more information about how that functionality works inside the game.
Find out more soon. I believe it's being... So you've got the Tribeca Film Festival, and it's going to show up again at the Future Game Show, which is on Sunday, so we'll probably go over quickly...
Talk about it
later today, when time you're listening to this. So we should know more soon by the time you're listening to this.
But you can't buy tickets.
But you cannot play the game. Sorry.
Yeah,
again.
until it releases.
Yeah. Maybe we get a release date. I don't know. We then got a trailer for Goat Simulator 2. Goat Simulator 3.
You know what's really interesting? And I don't know why. This was cut out of the YouTube video.
Was it really?
Yeah, this has been cut out.
So you never saw it?
So I haven't seen it.
You didn't see the setup.
You didn't see the setup?
No, I didn't see the setup or anything.
Jeff Jeff comes out. He's like at a beach. The trailer starts. I'm literally thinking like, oh, Dead Island. And then I see people on Twitter being like, oh, Dead Island. And then the trailer starts and I'm like, oh, Goat Simulator. Oh, cool, Goat Simulator 2.
You see the dude walking, you're like, oh, this looks worse. This looks way worse than it was before. They're just pushing this game out. And then it turns into Goat Simulator. Yeah, so yeah, they got everybody, I think.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, cool, Goat Simulator 2 is coming up. No, Goat Simulator 3. They just skipped the number. Like, there was never a Goat Simulator 2.
There was a Goat Simulator 2. It just got eaten by the goats, unfortunately.
All right, fair enough. That's fair. Oh, that makes sense. So yeah, that's a game. That's a game. Then we got Marvel's Midnight Suns. So brand new trailer, new release date. Most important, of course, October 7th. The game's coming back. It was originally delayed, of course. This trailer focused on, I guess, the addition of Spider-Man, and then also at the end revealed a bunch of characters, because Scarlet Witch is one of them. So I don't know if all villain, but yes. Venom, Sabretooth, Scarlet Witch, and Hulk sort of being puppeteered, if you will, because of course the music is Metallica.
Master.
Yeah.
Master.
Sets up that, what's her name? I've wrote it here somewhere. Lilith. Is controlling these people and using them as puppets against our heroes. And yeah, Spider-Man's at the end. You get a whole cool funny bit where he's like, oh, this bell we used last time and stuff. Cool CG trailer, no gameplay.
And then it just cut off randomly.
Random thing. Who's the voice? Is the voice actor for Spider-Man?
It's Yuri. Yeah.
It is Yuri? Okay, I always thought so.
Or at least that's what the guys at Kind of Funny thought, so I assume they're right. We got news of that thing.
Oh, they sound like him to me, so.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Might as well.
Yeah, do you love the trailer, Ash?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like, seeing all these characters, I guess, in a Marvel game. But again, it's no indication of the actual game at all, so.
I mean,
it did set up, like, the villains.
Gameplay, at least.
It's, like, kind of story. A little bit, but yeah. And I believe previews have started, like, coming out.
Some people have got hands on, so yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading some of those and like, yeah, this is probably one of my most anticipated games for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I think also the new release date with previews should feel comfortable that it's going to actually hit that release date now.
Yes.
They just needed that. They only delayed it by a couple months. And the fact they didn't put a release date straight away just makes it sound like they were like, we need a little bit more time, but instead of like digging ourselves into a corner, let's just say it's delayed, and then if we can put it out in a couple months, we'll just stick to the release date, which is the smarter way, I think, to go about it, instead of being like November 30th, you know, and then they like we need to delay it like an extra week or two, you know, like, and then like you get
then they have to put out like a yellow like delay notice, and then everybody hates it, and no, this goes back.
I think all delay notices from now on should just be yellow.
I feel like that's
the standard.
Yeah.
Are you going to be playing this, Karen?
I will be. I think it's interesting that, I think again, I've caught halfway through being like, damn, I'm really enjoying this, but damn, this is kind of the same thing we watched the first time this came out. Like this trailer came through it, and I think it's still in an interesting spot. I think the end of the year for me always feels like this game, it's almost worked well, this game being delayed, because I think it's delayed itself into a stronger position. And delayed itself into a better spot. Overall.
So far, I don't think the end of this year is too that stacked. I can't think of anything.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it would have been great if it was delayed to now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's nothing out currently. Yeah, really.
That being said, both Strikers and the Quarry came out today.
Yeah, so I have spoilers. I have received code for the Quarry and Mario Strikers. I have not played either because I've had work and now we're recording. So there you go. Long story short. Talk about that later. Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course, got a trailer as well. It looks like more Cuphead. Game looks great. Not going to play it. I can't bring myself to break a controller.
You don't want to break a controller.
Don't want to break a controller. Looks great though. So yeah. I mean, I brought it twice. I brought it on PC. Brought it on Switch. Played something on Switch. I was like, this plays great. I brought it on Switch knowing I wouldn't finish it. I was just really intrigued to see how it plays on Switch. And it plays quite well on Switch. Of course, I don't think the Pro Controller...
It looks very pretty.
Yeah, it definitely looks very pretty.
Very impressively intricate animations and that kind of stuff. In that boss fight,
yeah. Kieran, do you reckon you'll ever try and play this game again?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No.
Not of your own volition.
No. Not again.
That's fair.
Hey, I beat matchstick or whatever the fuck that dragon scene was, and that's all that matters.
It took you
Only
like
took
20
2
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
It's so long.
It's funny. All the bosses in that game take like 2 minutes, but it takes you like 8 just to beat.
Yeah.
Then we got another trailer for Neon White. As long with a release date, the game is now coming out June 16th. Hey, that's like this week by the time you're listening to this.
This week. Yeah.
PC, Nintendo Switch. Of course, this is the next game from Ben Esposito, the guy who did Donut County. Very different game. This is a game in which you play a Angel Hitman thing. We've seen this before. I think it showed up last time in the Nintendo Direct or somewhere along those lines. Where was it? It was in a PlayStation State of Play or something first, and then it was in a Direct last time we saw it, where they're like, "Hey, it's coming to Switch now" or something as well. And then so it's been popped up a couple times, but I don't fully understand
if
how
it's only coming to PC and Switch. I don't think it was in a PlayStation.
Or maybe it wasn't then. Maybe it was something else.
Probably just. I feel like it was at Games Fest last year.
Maybe it was a Games Fest thing.
Or Gamescom, one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It looks great. I want to go hands on. I know there was a demo that came out with the last Steam thing. Never got around to playing it, unfortunately. I don't know if there's a new one. There probably isn't because the game's out, I guess. No, so there probably isn't for the current Steam
it's out in a
thing.
week.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm keen to learn more. It has a interesting art style, anime aesthetic, and stuff like that. It's just the gameplay. I'm like, are these cards? Like, how many cards do you have that you're rotating? Like, what do we like? How exactly is this system working? I need to know a little bit more. But I'm definitely intrigued. How about you, Ash?
Yeah, the art style's cool, but yeah, don't think it's going to be the game that I play next week.
What are you playing next week?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Oh
shit.
Oh snap!
Midnight Fight Express got a trailer. So this is a game made by one person, which is crazy. We last saw this.
It evolved. It's evolved past more than one person now.
It was started by a single father.
Yes, it started by one person.
I think this is one of those things again where you'll see like games that's like made by 3-man teams, but then in the credits it's like these people did like a bit of work.
20 people.
Yeah, but they did a bunch of like
yes.
The main core dev
bulk,
team is 3 people. I think the main core dev of this game is still one person. He's had a bit. That's fine. Demo's live on Steam Next Fest now. As of recording, I haven't played it. Do want to find a chance to try it out because the game looks bonkers and really cool. I think the last time I don't think we had a trailer for this since its reveal at the Game Awards. I don't believe. I haven't seen anything drop since then. But yeah, it is just a crazy beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, bloody let's go crazy fighting everyone and fighting on trains, in trains, on roads, top of roads, under roads, in cars, shooting cars. Looks cool. Looks very, very cool. This is something I'm interested in. Kieran, do you have any care for this?
I thought it looked really interesting. I don't think it's anything I would play, but I still think it has an interesting premise, and I like the generalized art design and the overall premise of the game. It looks very cool.
How about you, Ash?
Yeah, looks cool. I'll probably give it a try. It seems like I don't know, Hotline Miami or Streets of Rage, I guess, or Streets of Rage with guns. I guess.
Yeah. Looks like a less intricate or like more story-based even version of Streets of Rage or something, but definitely with more gameplay changes because Streets of Rage, of course, is just fighting, whereas this game, it looks like, you're changing up between fighting and shooting and there's a car level and like, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So soundtrack sounds like absolute banger. So that's cool. Warframe got a trailer. None of us play Warframe. It still was cool to see because I know that game has a massive fan base. And from everything I ever hear, now again, this is coming from someone who isn't deep in the franchise, but I always appreciate it. I feel like the Warframe developers do such a good job at like keeping that fan base, like community support, and they constantly do streams and stuff. And they have their whole own show and con and.
I think Jeff Keighley is a massive Warframe fan.
Secretly? Yeah,
he's massive into it.
I don't even think secretly. She's talking about something that's like the big thing, as if it sounds like it's some lore thing they've been keeping for a very long time, and like Jeff's very excited as well. So
maybe he is. We then got 2 new games from the developer of Genshin Impact, Hoyoverse, or however you say it. They look cool if you're into anime stuff, but again, my problem is that no matter how cool these trailers are, just full of like a bunch of gacha boxes and stuff like that, much like Genshin Impact. So I don't know, not something I'm going to get excited about. No, I don't think any of us are.
No, I'm good.
What I will get excited about Hell's to the Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Casey Jones is going to be in the game as well. So you've got the full team.
Of course he was.
You got the Turtles, got April, got Casey now. Let's fucking go.
Splinter.
Sweet. Yeah, we got everyone's in it. Maybe they'll add characters. Who bloody knows?
Who knows?
This game looks like Game of the Year. I don't know. Maybe? I mean, I don't want to go crazy, but
Could be the Explosion Alex Game of the Year as well.
possibly. I mean, I
be.
think I had that last Street of Rage, this is the same developer. I think I had that in my top 10, or did I end up putting it in my top 10? I definitely really like that game. So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, this is a combination. I think that's the reason I'm sort of a lot more excited for this than if it was like, hey, here's random developer you've never heard of making a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. I'd be like, yeah, like, cool. I'm intrigued, but let's see. But yeah, that Streets of Rage was really good. So let's go. Are you actually excited to play this?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the game that I want to play next week.
Yeah.
Because it's coming out 16th of June.
Yeah.
You know, as
Now-
close to a shadow drop as you can get.
One thing I will say, I had a lot of issues with the online with Streets of Rage at launch. And that was the one negative I had for it.
So you're not looking forward to 6-player co-op, is what you were saying.
I don't know, like if you and I could just play together, or Ash, whoever, Kieran, whoever wants to play, like even if it's 2 to 6 people, however many it is, if it just works, I'm happy. But yeah, Streets of Rage,
Yeah.
I kept jumping in because you could jump in with randoms, of course, and I would presume you could do the
Yeah.
same here, which is a good feature to have for these games. A lot of connection issues, a lot of like bad connection, like stuff. I went back later and just like did a random run one afternoon, and it was fixed, like in patch down the road. But yes, I'm hoping that launch this is a lot better than that. Because you want to. People like to play these games with these sort of games are a lot
Friends,
more fun
yeah.
with people. Yeah, a lot more fun to play with
6
friends.
is a lot of people on the screen at the same
6
time.
is a lot of people, and yeah, there's the gameplay they released to 6 people. I'm like, that's a lot of characters, but these games, they thrive on hecticness, I think, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's not really a negative to be like, oh, there's too much shit happening on screen. It's like, no, there's a lot of shit happening on screen. Fuck yeah. Like, like there's shit going off everywhere. That's sort of how these games work, I feel so. Yeah, I'm definitely keen. Kieran, do you have any care for this?
Yeah, like it looks great. It looks fun. I've never really been a fan of these types of games. The side-scrolling stuff, I think.
You don't have the nostalgia for the old arcade machine?
No, I don't think I've ever put like $1 or 50 cents on an arcade.
Have you
machine
never
in my
really
life.
actually put like any money into like an old school arcade?
Like I
machine?
put money into it, but I've never done that thing where people like line up the coins to say it's their next turn and stuff.
Oh, that's
No, I've never done that either. But I mean, like even when I was a child, like they had, and I mean like 10 or under or something like that. I remember we used to go to this shopping center, and they had a laundromat next to it, and they had like a Street Fighter machine in there and a Streets of Rage
Street Fighter,
machine.
Teenage Mutant Turtles, or Simpsons game.
They didn't have Simpsons game.
I
but they
remember
had
the
a
Simpsons
few,
game.
and they cost $1 a game or whatever. And I used to like, my dad would go shopping, or like, Dad, can I have a couple gold coins? Used to go next door to the laundromat to play this old school arcade machine and stuff like that. So yeah, like I did have, even though I was born into a like era where this stuff, like PS1 was the new thing when I was like,
Yes.
however old, around that same age, the PS1 had just come out. So like, I'm in the age where this stuff was vibing out, but still some places around me had stuff that I could get a little bit, dip my toe in for history's sake, sort of like thing. But it's not like I was born in the 80s or something where you would have had the full effects. Very keen. We'll play it with you, Ash. That's for sure.
Cool.
Then we got the trailer for Super People. I don't know what this is. I don't recall seeing it before. Maybe I haven't. I've completely forgotten. Anyway, the final beta is coming on August 17th, if that means anything to you. I Googled it. I saw a whole bunch of streamers and influencers had played it, which I'm going to take as were sponsored streams, because there was a lot for them not to be sponsored streams. So, don't know. Anyway, some shooting game.
It's PUBG, but with superpowers.
Cool.
Is from what my understanding is.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right, yeah. Humankind got a trailer. It's coming to consoles now. PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Game Pass on November 4th. So if you've enjoyed it or you want to play it and you're like, I hate PCs, play this game on console now. It's not really a game I'd like to play on console, personally.
No,
but
it's
But
No.
if that's the only choice
For
you've
anybody
got,
who's ever played like a Civilization game on console or something, it's like, no, don't do that.
I mean, if you don't have a choice,
Yeah.
if you had a
Yeah.
choice, all these types of games, in my opinion, I don't know why you play them on console over PC.
And most of them should like run on your average laptop. Like it's not like special. Like,
most of it depends. Some like Civ and stuff with the amount of units and stuff you can get. Some of those games is just they get quite a lot. Yeah. One Piece Odyssey. I've never watched One Piece. This is a very confusing trailer for me. I have no idea why that girl's walking around. Does that girl always walk around in a bikini even when entering dark cold caves? Because that doesn't seem.
Because there was a time skip and her boobs got bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Right. Very good.
There was yeah, that's the One Piece thing.
I mean, is this cool? I don't know. Does anyone like?
It looks cool. I've always wanted to like One Piece. I always try and dabble in. Like I'm actually, all right. I'm gonna, guys. This is a safe space, and I'm gonna.
I mean, you'll find a wee bit. I make fun of you, but it's not like I'm against.
No.
anime. I just don't watch it, like-
This is shameful for me because it goes against something that I have preached before in the past. But I really want to get through One Piece at the moment, so I've been watching it with the dubs.
Pretty sure you've said that before.
Have I actually? Damn.
Yeah.
What a smart person.
I'll say
Not
I
cried
have
about it.
dubs.
Like, I don't care.
No,
Dubs.
I've been watching dubbed One Piece to try and catch up with it. I think it's in a really awesome spot. I think One Piece is an amazing anime if you can watch the 1,000 episodes of it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
If it's over 100 episodes, you're allowed to watch the dub.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just
my thing on dubs, real quick. If it's a major anime that is very popular, the dubs are usually very good because they have
Yes.
it's the other stuff that don't have as much effort put into the dubs and the lip syncing.
I mean,
stuff.
everything's got great effort put into it now because
most stuff,
then done.
most stuff. But it's the thing where people complain about dubs versus subs is from the 90s when anime wasn't as big in outside Japan as it is now, and like when anime was taking up popularity outside of Japan, and a lot of the stuff was done cheaper. But yeah, I would say nowadays the dubs versus subs thing isn't as relevant. IMO. Anyway, continue.
but no, this game looks interesting. It's always good to have. I think a JRPG in this setting. I think it's a great choice. I think watching this, and there was another game. I think it was one of the dev games from the gacha game people. Like I think maybe said like fuck. I kind of wish I had Persona or something to play at the moment. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just that time.
Did you watch the State of Play?
Yeah, I did not. No.
Okay, there's a game in that's literally Persona.
I did. No, I 100% did. No, I 100% did because I remember sitting there watching, being like, yeah, because even at the end, it's like it's a dating sim as well. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay,
we went over and State of Play. The game is literally end of the world. There's dungeons. You have to choose whether to go into dungeons or spend time with your characters. Like it's Persona.
No, I 100% remember that game now. Yeah,
if you want a good weeb game to
Nights.
play, can I interest you in Scarlet Nexus, which I believe is still on Game Pass, and I really like. So,
okay, maybe.
But do you do any dating?
yes,
I was gonna say, is there dating?
there is relationship building. That game has Persona-inspired elements too, where there are certain elements in the game where you can spend time doing side missions with characters and like building your bond with them, and then you have to give them gifts as well and stuff like that to grow their bond. So, yeah, there you go. Soul Hackers 2, I don't know anything about this game. Twitter said it's a game that people have been looking forward to. This is the trailer's like, here's how the localized English voice actors sound. I was like, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what this
I
is.
remember that.
It was very quick. I got nothing to say. Then we went to Metal Hellsinger. I feel like this game's been coming forever and ever and ever and ever. Like I feel like I've seen so many trailers. Anyway, it looks really cool. It always looks cool. I'm very keen to play it. It's the shoot to the beat one. It's heavy metal songs. You're shooting to the beat.
Actual heavy metal songs.
You might remember it from last year where it was in every single showcase.
Literally every single indie showcase thing. Yep, they had it there with a slightly different trailer to the point that I was like, I'm keen for this game, but y'all need to calm down. So, yeah, I'm keen to see how this plays, to see how it goes.
You gonna play a demo?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to get to that in the other one. It's gonna mix up time, I guess, but yeah, I'm gonna download it and just see how it go. But I liked, so the only other game to really compare this to is the like Crypto Necro Dancer stuff. And I didn't
Yep.
play that, but I played what the fuck was the Zelda one called? Whatever that was called. Crypto the
Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule. That was it.
Yep.
Cadence of Hyrule. I played that and I quite enjoyed it. And I can understand how some people would say, like, I couldn't understand how to play the game. You know the thing where your brain just doesn't comprehend. And my brain does it for certain puzzles and stuff. I'm like, I cannot comprehend how I'm supposed to play this. I didn't have that. I actually quite got into it. I thought it was really cool. And very different to this, of course. This is first person shooter. So, but yeah, I'm down. It's like, hey, did you like Crypto Necrodancer or Cadence of Hyrule? And hey, do you like Doom? Like that's sort of the cross, I believe. Launch trailer for The Quarry was here. Cool trailer. Again, haven't played it. Got review code today. Reviews have dropped, of course, already. People got early access. Positive all around, I think, is what I've seen. Best game. A lot of headlines I saw said Supermassive's best game since Until Dawn.
Dawn.
I think that's as big a praise as you could put in your review headline. So
That's as big as you can hope.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Better than.
Yeah, other than better than, yeah. So I think if you liked Until Dawn and you've been a little bit disappointed with their last few offerings in the Dark Pictures anthology stuff, then, which this isn't a part of, again, that's the whole thing. This is being published by 2K, there's a lot of weird stuff. I don't know, they're just horror game here. You have a horror game. You have a horror game. Who else wants to publish a horror game? Yeah, so that's that. Nightingale Go trailer, Victorian era fantasy survival game. Like you have to go around. I don't know how much scavenging and stuff you got to do, but it is a survival game. I like the setting and stuff. I don't particularly love survival games and stuff like that. Not my favorite of stuff genres, but I like the setting. So I'm keen to possibly learn more about this one. Saints Row got a boss factory. So this is a character maker that's out now. So if you want to create your character ahead of time.
You know what? I think.
Do you meticulously try and create yourself in the game? Or you can do it before you get the
game? Going to do this, Kieran? Because I assume you're going to play this.
I possibly could do this. But, I think this trailer does a lot more than just establishes that there's a demo character creating coming out. I think this trailer establishes that, yes, there is still the wacky, crazy shit of Saints Row in this game. Like,
all the trailers before this were very serious.
Yes.
This one, not so much.
Very not at all serious. It's very dumb. Very dumb trailer. There's like vampires and shit in it.
Yeah, I think it was very much a case of it showed that there is still Saints Row at the heart of this game. They haven't gone completely serious. Yes, they have pulled the game back to earth a little bit and kind of grounded the game a lot. But at the same time, there's still that crazy, wacky, zany Saints Row game deep down under it. So I think for people who are, fans of the originals of the series, that should be a very exciting thing to see. And I think it's got a lot of potential still to it. So very excited time for Saints Row fans, not just for being able to create your boss, but at the same time being able to, get a bit more of a feel of what the new Saints Row is going to be.
Do you reckon you're going to play this, Ash?
Maybe.
You love these. You love open world first person.
I don't mind an open world city game where you can shoot stuff.
I love an open world game where you can shoot stuff. Yeah, like
drive cars.
You know that genre of open world.
Go from point A to point B in whatever way you want.
Yeah.
Those type of games.
You do love those types of games. Yeah, that's what I thought. We then got a trailer for Warhammer 40k Dark Tide. So this is like in the long run of like, hey, do you enjoy Vermintide? Vermintide 2? Do you like
which Warhammer universe is this?
40k?
This is 40k.
That's the future
40K.
one.
Okay.
This was Space Marines.
So Vermintide was like the
Vermintide
past.
was
No. So Vermintide is D&D.
Okay.
Well, it's cross.
It's cross. It's like D. No.
Because it's Warhammer.
No, it is Warhammer. No. Vermintide
so it's
is
DXD?
Warhammer, but it's still...
It's more fantasy.
Yeah, it's the more fantasy Warhammer. Yeah.
There's a fantasy one. Yes. 40k's got the Space Marines and stuff. Like that game we saw that they haven't come back to.
This is the one Henry Cavill likes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Henry Cavill loves 40k.
This is the one that Henry Cavill likes. Yes. Fucking hell. I like how that's your reference. But I like Vermintide. That's of course where Getting Corner Cut comes from for
It does.
long time
It's
Explosion
classic.
Network listeners or stuff. So I like these types of games as well. So of course the genre is literally it's just 4-player wave shooting combat stuff. So I'm keen. I always like these sorts of games. They're either really good or really bad. I think Vermintides were good. The most recent one of these we sort of had to go at was the D&D one, if that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I was thinking of Dark Alliance with
Dark Alliance, which was same genre, bad game.
bad game.
We then got Layers of Fears. So this is the third entry in the Layers of Fear franchise. It's both a remake of the first game and sort of a sequel or some weird thing. I don't know. It looked fine. I don't know. The funniest thing to me is, of course, Bloober Team, all the rumors in the lead up, Silent Hill, Silent Hill, Silent Hill. Jeff's like, here's a brand new game from Bloober
Guess
Team.
what? We're doing the same game again.
Yeah. Layers of Fears. A million people at home were like, fuck!
We couldn't be bothered coming up with a new title.
Fuck! Yeah, so. Yeah, it looks fine. There's nothing to get super excited about, I don't think personally, but yeah, look, it looks fine. Gotham Knights got a Nightwing character trailer. Whatever. Honestly.
You get different skins, so he can have an army
He's got a
cut
ponytail.
or a ponytail, and he's Nightwing, and he's Gotham City is my home.
I'll do
Batman is dead.
it. I'll take care of it,
Dude,
Bruce.
I was like, when Jeff Keighley comes out of the gate with that, like, Batman is dead, I'm like, dude, some
like,
kid might be
no.
watching this and
He's-
just like made somebody cry. They don't know what's going on.
No way some kids should be watching this, because
The
there's
way
a
he
lot
says
of
it is like,
violence.
the way he said it, there's no way Batman is dead.
Yeah, no.
Batman is dead!
It's like, are you an in-universe news reporter, Jeff? Is this what your job is? To say Batman is dead in an
Maybe.
over-the-top and ridiculous way?
Maybe it is.
Just so.
But yeah, it looked like, sure did look like Nightwing, hey.
This game is like it's failing to get buzz.
Yeah, I don't see any. I'm yet to see anyone be like, oh,
Yes.
fuck yeah, that trailer, man. Hype, Joe. It's just like, yeah. Whatever.
What they just need to do a hardcore story trailer where they explore the Court of Owls.
They need to, because
That needs
that's
to be like the last thing they do
Yeah.
before the game comes out.
No, the lead up is that didn't you hear there's 4 more of these coming out? 3 more of
Probably.
these coming out. Character
3
trailers.
more of these.
Ooh.
Why'd they do Nightwing again? We already got gameplay with Nightwing in Redwood.
I don't know.
Because Nightwing's the most. I think Nightwing
He's
is
the
like the
first,
most
I mean,
commercial and sellable one out of the 4 of them, honestly.
I mean, you'd think it'd be back.
I
then.
think they should give
I'd say Robin probably.
the other version of Nightwing, the shirtless thirst trap Nightwing. Yeah, I appreciate that one.
Big old block of cheese.
Damn straight. Damn straight. He goes right next to Miles Teller in Top Gun,
Chisel them right off. Then, of course, the show ended with The Last of Us. So, a couple of things. Neil Druckmann showed up. Firstly, went over that, hey, Last of Us Factions is a game, multiplayer, full multiplayer standalone game. Nothing more to say. It's coming next year. We'll talk about it next year. As well.
There's a little bit more. It's clearly set in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's got a story. There's a new cast of characters. So it definitely is more than just factions, I think.
Well, I mean,
Everybody's saying it's gonna be like-
Factions had a story.
Yeah, but not with like a cast of characters and stuff, I don't think. No.
It's
So this is
definitely a
gonna be-
big game.
This is going to be one of their tentpole live service games, I think.
Yes, I would presume so, yes. Yeah. This is something that...
And it sounds like it's definitely coming next year.
Sounds like it's a buddy game.
Or they're going to be talking about it a lot.
It is 100% a buddy game. The fact that me and Ash tweeted that buddy without tag teaming, like...
I literally saw him today and he was thankful that he woke up randomly in the middle of the night and saw and messages, so yes.
We then got an updated look at The Last of Us HBO series, a picture of Pedro Pascal and Ellie Ramsey as Joel and Ellie, front on this time, not from the
front.
behind, so you can actually see their faces. They're in the library, museum thing, whatever it's called. Yeah, that's that area of the game.
Have you seen the footages where people have brightened it?
No.
No, so you can see the clickers in the background.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Oh, secrets hidden in the thing. And another note was that they had Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker come out. Troy Baker again for the second time. Come out on stage and
They're
revealed
on double
that
duty. You had to stay there all night.
he
You
just
couldn't even
stood in the
leave
corner,
after
yeah.
it, so that's weird.
They've announced that they have roles in the show that are more than just cameos. So it sounded like they filmed one episode. So I don't know what roles they're going to play, but it sounds like they're at
You
least.
play Ellie's parents.
Imagine that.
That's my guess.
I mean, that'd be interesting. Yeah, they have roles, so that's kind of cool. They went over how Druckmann directed an episode and stuff like that. A lot of this is known. I just feel like maybe for the audience watching this, it wasn't known, like the fact that Druckmann directed an episode.
There's a lot of gushing.
Yeah,
which,
there was a lot of gushing. There was a lot of gushing, yes. And then they went over what was leaked overnight ahead of it, which was The Last of Us is getting remade for PS5. So it's The Last of Us now retitled Part 1, which fits with the whole Part 2 thing. It's coming to PS5 this year, September 2nd. It is coming to PC at a later date. That part, I don't know, maybe early next year, first quarter next year. I don't know. But it's a from-the-ground sort of remake where all the character models being updated. They use the original performances, to redo it. It really, you can tell difference a lot more when they show all the side-by-side shots. That's when you can be like, oh, fuck, this is actually like a major update. 60 frames per second. Enemy AI has been updated. That's a pretty huge one for that game. I don't know what else. Have they deleted some of the latter stuff? Have they deleted something like? Do
you think we? And this was Neil said during it. Oh, we're going to finally get to fully live out the vision that we originally had for Last of Us. And one of the big things about The Last of Us Part 1 was that there's never any sections including both clickers and humans.
Yeah.
As any
that was a big thing for the second game, were they?
Yeah, that was a big thing for the second game in the end. Do you think that we are working towards that and we get that this? Like, do you think they alter it to have those moments feature a little bit more heavily?
I would love that, but I'm going to say no.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's like one or two instances where it's both.
I would love for them to have messed around with some of the actual level design stuff, as well as fixing up the AI. I think that would be fantastic, especially because look, some people have been complaining about the price, right? Oh, I should get this for free. I don't think the game should be free, but
no,
this is a full $124.95 full price PS5.
It's full price game.
This is a full price game. So for that, I'm damn well hoping they're messing around with level design. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's all. That's what I'm.
Well, it looks like the Left Behind stuff is like
the Left Behind stuff's at least in it, but is it integrated? Because the trailer just shows footage. Doesn't mean it's integrated. I would love for it to be integrated. That's what we talked about in Platinum Explosion. But
yes,
it could just still be on the main menu as, hey, play Left Behind. It's over here. I would love to be integrated into that same spot I said between, like, where it cuts to before, once an event happens, and then before it goes to winter. That's where I'd love Left Behind to be integrated. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's everything from Summer Game Fest.
I think the one thing I appreciate, I like the side. I didn't think it was that impressive until the side by side.
It's that whole thing. Your brain's like, oh, look, this good previously. Sure,
this is the game that we think the game looked like.
Yeah.
This is the game I played 2 years ago, right? Like I played this.
But they're literally showing those screenshots of the Last of Us remake, which we did play 2 years ago, and I was like, no, just show you what it looks like. And then they showed the side by sides. I'm like, oh no, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like that at all. So.
I mean, that goes a long way to tell you how good that originally looked, but
yeah. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's not like it looks terrible.
No, it's just more in line with part 2. So
yeah. Now I just want to quickly run down. We won't spend as much time on this because I didn't watch these shows in full. I've just watched some of the trailers, but I just want to highlight some as we run through here from both the Day of the Devs and then Devolver showcase that happened. So Day of the Devs has this game called Time Flies where you play as a fly. That looks quite funny to me. So I would suggest everyone check out a trailer for that. It's a very minimal start style. I have no idea what the game's about other than the fact that saying, life short, live life sort of thing. I don't know, but it looks quite funny.
You have to cross a bunch of things off your bucket list.
Yeah, do some stuff. So, Planet of Lana looks cool. I've seen this before. Side-scrolling game, very cool art style and stuff like that. So if it's got a cute little cat creature thing. I'm not actually sure if it is a cat or not, but cute little cat creature thing. That's cool. This other one I'd never seen before, but I watched the gameplay before, like full 8-minute gameplay, and I was like, this is wild. I can't wait to play this game. So the game's called Choo Choo Charles, and reading off the 6-axis, this is their description. They say, dive into the gameplay of Choo Choo Charles, a game in which you and your little yellow train have to try and survive the constantly hunting Choo Choo Charles, the spider train. And there's a part in like the first 5 minutes of this where he's like, he goes and like levels up the armor and gun or whatever on his train, and then like starts it on the tracks and goes along. Next second, this spider train like comes out of nowhere. He jumps on the Gatling gun and is shooting this spider train. I'm like, what the fuck is this game? It's wild. I can't wait.
If you shoot him enough in the face, he goes away.
He goes away. It's wild. It's just one of those funny sort of concepts. But it's like someone's like, oh, imagine like Splendor Man, but I don't know, you've been hunted by a train.
But a train?
Oh my god.
A train with spider legs.
Yeah. It's like the Skyrim mod that came out that replaced all the dragons with Thomas the Tank.
Yeah, I was going to say the Resident Evil one where they even replaced Resident Evil 2 where they replaced the train. The Thomas the Tank engine. You'd hear him come down the corridor like like it was so good. Like I loved all those fucking hacks. Yeah, that looks great. I'm keen to learn more simply for the meme factor. Escape Room got nudged back to 14th of July, so this looks cool.
Escape Academy.
What did I say? Sorry, Escape Academy. Yeah, they released I think they announced this a couple months ago originally.
Yeah, this was amongst the Skybound ones.
A bunch of that Skybound stuff, yeah. So this looks really cool. I'm keen to learn, get my hands on it next month. But yeah, it's cool characters, a bunch of puzzles, like 'cause it's about escaping and stuff. But yeah, it's like out of school and everything. So I'm keen. It's cool. A little to the left is a puzzle game in which you have to fix stuff up, and a cat fucks your day up. So that's cool. Has a cool art style.
Yeah, I think if you like unpacking, you might like this.
Even though it's different.
Even though it's a little bit more puzzly.
This is more puzzly than unpacking, which was weirdly actually more story based.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is just straight up puzzles.
Yeah.
Although they do say in the trailer that puzzles do often have multiple solutions, which is good. Multiple ways.
And there's a bigger thing behind it.
Yeah. The cat hates you. And it's been mind controlled, so that's a big secret.
It is a cat, so.
Yes, true. Bear and Breakfast got a release date. This is really cool. I think we saw this last year and 2 showcases, at least like the Wholesome Direct and something else. And I remember being like, this is cute. I wonder if this will ever come out. And I put it on my Steam wish list because quite often these like indie cute games is like, they take like 10 years to come out. I'm not complaining because I know quite often they're made by like, 2.5 people. But yeah, so when they were like, this is coming out 28th of July, PC and Switch. So it's it's a game in which you play a bear running a
bed and breakfast.
I was about to say bear and breakfast, but I'm like, what are they actually called? Bed and breakfast, yes, in the woods. Very wholesome, very cute.
Very cute trailer.
Very cute trailer. I think it was one of the highlights of this Day of the Devs showcase for me personally, especially because it's something that's actually coming out soon. Then we got Animal Well, Metroidvania. Looks like, hey, didn't do anything particularly great for me, but it's fine. Naiad? I'm not actually sure how to pronounce this one, to be completely honest. This looks really cool. I don't actually know what sort of game I'd call it, like an adventure game, I guess. But you play as a creature of a water nymph who's just having to travel around. I don't actually know what you're doing other than traveling down a river because you're a water nymph. But I really like the art direction. The trailer showcases different times of day and stuff like that. Seems like you're collecting fish and, I don't know, solving puzzles maybe to traverse. I'm sure it's more about just the feeling of playing with your headphones on and being part of the world and stuff. But I really like the art direction. I like the way the water physics and stuff work in the trailer. Stood out to me. Roots of Paca? This is a farming sim, but like back in the Stone Age. That's the curve. Mm-hmm. So it's not a modern age one. No cell phone looking up how to grow sunflowers in this one. This is Stone Age bloody Stardew Valley.
Got to deal with dinosaurs and shit, yeah.
Go hardcore. Desta, The Memories Between is the next game from the developers of Monument Valley. Turn-based tactics game. I was like, no, not expecting that. Very keen for this one. I very much like Monument Valley. Definitely one of the best sort of mobile releases of the last sort of 5 years, whenever it came out. But yeah, they show a little bit of gameplay, but it's mostly like sort of dev talking about the design of the game and like how they went about and stuff like that. Cool video. Want to see more gameplay, but generally I'm all about that turn-based tactics sort of stuff. It's coming to mobiles first this year. PC and consoles, they said, later down the line, so that's cool. Shim, again, I'll be honest. I know this probably isn't something shocking. There's way more games in this and the Devolver thing that interests me than the Summer Game Fest.
Oh yeah, there's a bigger, bigger success rate.
Yeah, there are way more games here. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, there's in comparison to just a lot of like AAA shooty bang bang sort of stuff. Like this game here, like Shim, they're like it's a game in which you play as, I don't know, some shadow thing that's
you play as a shadow that's lost its thing. It's been separated for the thing it's meant to be a shadow for.
Yeah, whatever.
You've got to try and get back.
So I guess
the only way you can only traverse through shadows.
Through shadows. So it's called Schwim because you're swimming through shadows. There we go. Cool art style, cool premise, looks great. You know, and it's just like unique ideas. There's a lot more unique ideas in this show.
As I said, it's like based on like children's like, you know, only step on shadows, you know, to traverse around like a park or whatever. Yeah.
And there's like a part here, for example, where they show there's a level where there's a part where they can't traverse because there's no shadow, so they have to time the jump up with a cat as it's jumping over a ledge, so they can jump into the shadow of the cat and then jump out of the shadow of the cat as the cat jumps. So like, there's cool ideas. Like it's not just very simple platforming. They had a couple games in here that were from Japanese indie studios. Kind of look cool, but again, they was like, I don't know, some what do you call it?
No, right. Yeah.
Translation issues. Yeah, there wasn't anything super exciting, in my opinion. Birth, point-and-click puzzle adventure game. Again, I like the art style on this. Very minimalistic, I think. Don't know what the fuck is really going on.
Create a companion out of bones and body parts. Yeah. So you aren't as lonely.
Yeah. I think this game's going to make you hate life. I don't know. But yeah, it looked kind of cool. How to say goodbye. There's a lot of
it's a tile shuffling puzzler, like about ghosts in the afterworld, and you're trying to get the ghost through the afterlife to like the proper afterlife or whatever.
The proper afterlife, not the fake afterlife. And then the final one was Little Nemo, which they were like, hey, this Kickstarter's out now. This is it actually kind of looks like an old school like Mega Drive platforming game, like gameplay wise to me, like graphically a bit different or whatever else, but you explore a dream world and platforming, and I don't know, it kind of looks cool. I like the way that the screen sort of cracks when you take damage on stuff like that, and whatever. Art design looks great and stuff. So yeah, so that was from Day of the Devs, and then Devolver Digital showcased a couple games. I can't come. I think you watched it though, did you? So like, what's the?
I did.
Yeah. All right. So how on the hectic scale of Devolver showcases, what was it this year?
I mean, I'd probably say a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as crazy as they've gone before, but there's some craziness. Yeah. And it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it.
And a fair bit of commentary from the last stuff from the last 12 months.
The storyline continues, like.
Kind of. I mean, they kind of.
It's a reboot.
Let me just say, I don't think you need a recap.
Okay, good. Because the last one you did is the thing. Like, the lore got so heavy.
Because they kind of like went out of it at the end of the last one, I think, from memory. So this one's kind of like a fresh slate. Okay. You could, again, you don't need a recap video.
They probably, that's good. They probably needed it that way, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to watch the showcase in full later, just because those shows are always well entertaining. So, but trailer-wise and what they showed, so Cult of the Lamb.
All bangers.
All bangers, 100% all bangers. So Cult of the Lamb, the Australian game, 2 Australian games in here out of 4 though as well. So shout out to that. So Cult of the Lamb, Australian game from Melbourne developer, is releasing on August 11th. Been really excited for this one, of course, since reveal. We talk about it quite a lot. Can't wait. Great trailer. Very keen. Gimme. That's.
I've downloaded the demo. I'm hoping to play it sometime this weekend.
Oh yeah.
There's a great part in the trailer where like the lamb's like bringing a new person into like their village. There's like this random animal like digging a ditch, like waves at them, and then they dump a body in the ditch while she's walking away. Give each other hard thumbs up.
The game is just the cutest looking animals, and then
the darkest,
and then the darkest humor, and like it's like it's really quite funny. Then we got Angerfoot. So this is from Broforce developers. This I love the games that Devolver publishes. I really do. I mean, it is a first-person shooter in which you use your foot to do everything. You can kick enemies, kick shit at enemies. Fucking, I don't know. Your bloody foot is a weapon of it should be, it's like
not
Bruce
enough
Lee.
games could involve kicking.
No, really not. Or games that get kicking right feels great. This game's all about the kicking. Looks ultra stylistic. Yeah, I'm keen. I want to play this. I know it's going to feel absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. There's this part here in the trailer where he's driving his car with his feet. It comes up with the name of the game. Good shit. Good shit. And then we have the trailer. They played a trailer for Card Shark, which I feel terrible about. If you want to listen to me tell my sub story about why I'm bad at life, and I feel so sorry that I haven't finished it yet.
I mean, ironically, the reason you haven't finished Card Shark is because of cards.
Not even, it's life. Anyway, I'm glad they played a trailer because I'm still loving the game, even though I haven't got my review up yet because I'm bad at life currently. But glad they played a trailer. It still looks good. Then we got a trailer for The Plucky Squire. So this is from a developer, I can't remember the name of. Anyway, they're out of Queensland. So this is up near, must live next to Ash.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Queensland. This looks fucking awesome. This is a storybook adventure game where you're literally playing on the storybook pages.
Listen, it would have been cool if it was just you play inside a storybook.
Yeah. That
art style in that book, that looks amazing.
Yeah. The fact that it's...
And then he jumps out of the fucking book. You're like, oh, cool, that's the end of the trailer. That's the end of the trailer. It's cool. Apparently he can jump out of the book.
Jumps out of
and then the trailer keeps going.
Yep. This, I think this is one of the best things I've seen, at least based on today. This is like, I know like Callisto Protocol's probably my pick from the AAA sort of stuff. I think this would probably be the best indie thing because this is new and I never heard of it before. And I'm watching trailer like, I want to fucking play this. And then, they get to the end of the trailer and when he jumped out and next second he's like playing a level on the cup artwork at some stage. So he must like jump into the artwork on the cup and like you're doing something there. I'm like, oh boy. Queensland, you did it.
So this all possible futures is
there you go, all possible. Have they done anything else? I haven't had a chance to do any research today as of before recording, sorry. If you do a quick goggle.
Not that I can think of.
New studio, there you go. Shout out.
Co-founded by James Turner, apparently was a Pokemon designer and art director of Sword and Shield.
That's the guy? No, that can't be the same one I was reading about this morning. That's a different guy, surely.
Well, one of the other the co-director is formerly of Swords of Ditto, Stealth, Inc., Bastards, and Fluidity.
Okay. Very cool. Coming next year.
I'm going off the Twitter
No,
page,
that's fine, yeah. Very cool. Game comes out next year for Xbox Series XX, PS5, and PC. Fuck yes. And then the last game they showed was a brand new trailer for Skate Story, which they had revealed previously. I think this trailer was way cooler than the original one where it was a bit like I don't know, like what's the vibe here? This one just sold the vibe a lot more. Like it definitely just, hashtag it's a vibe. It's a skateboarding game, but not like any other skateboarding game you've played before, I guess it's a story. It's a pitch, it's a story. It's not about high scores, it's not about tricks, it's just about
an experience.
It's about the experience. Yeah. So I think this looks definitely really, really cool. Did they have a release date on this one? I don't know if I missed that.
I don't think so. I doubt.
Let me just skip to the trailer quickly. Wishlist now. No trailer.
Coming 2023.
Coming 2023. So that's cool. Yeah, 4 bangers out of Devolver there. That's so far I think Devolver's the best showcase.
Yes.
Easily. I haven't even watched the full thing. Maybe I should watch the full thing before I say that. But based on trailers...
But then you'll be like, it's even better.
All I know is I did see a picture of people sharing memes of Suda51 apparently showing up in it, and I'm all about that shit. So
He might feature.
Yeah. Because I saw that picture on Twitter. I was like, Suda51 and Devolver Digital are literally a match made in heaven. Why hasn't this happened before? Without even watching it. You know? Suda51 literally makes batshit crazy games. That's his whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's also crazy that he doesn't have a game in the showcase. I mean,
he's just there. He's there for a good time. So
he's just there. He's there for kicks.
He's there for kicks. Okay. All right, before we wrap up, two other quick things I wanted to go over. Firstly, I just want to laugh about this story. The Kotaku headline is, dude spends $6,000 on Diablo Immortal. Gets no 5-star legendary gems. Rip. So we haven't really talked about this game because I don't know if Kieran's bothered to play it or anything. I haven't bothered to play it.
No, fuck no.
But yeah, coming out the gate, there was two crowds, I feel. Crowd A, game's trash, I hate it, blah, blah, blah. They were always going to hate it. They're the ones who are booing it at BlizzCon, etc. I was like, whatever, I don't care about them. Crowd 2 I've seen are people going, game's actually pretty good, but the microtransactions are fucked. And that's the thing. And this story, I was like, no, that adds up to what I've been hearing. Like when I read like $6,000, you get no 5. That's bullshit. Like odd-wise, that is fucked. Like that there's no way those odds.
He could just be very unlucky.
That is absolutely fucked. New Zealand, $10,000. Come on, mate.
The thing that gets it sent is like to fully max level a character, it's $100,000.
Yeah.
Like the actual money workout is $100,000 if you were to just buy everything and buy your character to max level. That's fucking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Like that is.
So you're saying it should be easier to pay to win?
I'm saying that technically yes. I don't know. It's the fact that it's there. It means somebody will do it.
Yeah, that's terrible. I feel bad,
Somebody
but he did this for
that.
the memes, so that's fine. It's not like he got.
It's not like he's hurting, apparently.
No, I'm pretty sure. You did it for the joke, but it still proves a point. Like, it still proves a point about how fucked the game was. So. Microtransaction wise. So yeah. I haven't played Diablo Immortal, but by the sounds of it, don't play Diablo Immortal unless you want to suck all your money out for a hole into Blizzard. And then finally, let's go over this because this has been a funny week. So Kojima wasn't at Summer Game Fest, but Kojima's had a week. So
surprising.
Just quickly, Kotaku writes here, an independent journalist has drawn attention to Hideo Kojima's development studio, Kojima Productions, after publishing a story revealing supposed details about Metal Gear Creator's next game. The game, which the journalist claims is a horror title, is apparently dubbed Overdose and stars actress Margaret Qualley, what the hell are you saying now? Who previously appeared in Kojima's Death Stranding. Kojima Productions quickly moved to request that the story be taken down. Tom Henderson, a freelance reporter who regularly publishes on Try Hard Guides, wrote about Overdose on a June 7th post. The story included some purported details about Kojima Pro's next game, including that it can be played in first and third person. Apparently, the footage Henderson saw, which he claims was sent to him under the condition of anonymity, showed Qualley in a blue dress walking through dark corridors with just a flashlight. After a brief bit of exploration, a jump scare hits the screen, followed by some game over text and then the words, "A Hideo Kojima game, Overdose." This would have been an open shut case had it ended there. I mean, Henderson simply reported on what he saw, and that was it. Nothing else to it. However, Kojima Pro representative then reached out to Henderson in an attempt to take the story down, which has given his leak some credence. When asked about the situation, Henderson told Kotaku over Twitter DMs that he learned about Overdose a couple of days ago, but he'd been hearing rumors of its existence for a long time. He clarified that what he saw was maybe 1 to 2 minutes worth of footage, which was enough to report on. So he shared what he could actually verify. Then came the email from Kojima Pro. This is, I think they did the worst possible thing. The problem is,
just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Just don't.
The second you go to move to take something down, you've shown your hand.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate way it works. Like if you move it to get it down, everyone goes, well, it's real then. Like why else would you? There's no reason you'd pull down a fake fan video because they wouldn't. They wouldn't if someone make it because you have no legal right. You know That's the thing. Like, you'll be like, oh, maybe they could. Maybe they go to pull down every like, you can't. Like, if someone made a really good fake video game trailer and tricked everyone, they couldn't take it down because they have no legal right to. So they wouldn't even pretend to. So the fact that they go to take this down is because it's actually their footage and their property, and it's a leak, so it's legit. Overdose is Hideo Kojima's next game. By the sounds of what he saw, it sounds like it's an actual trailer or or maybe the first version of what could possibly be a reveal trailer or reveal gameplay sort of thing. So that's quite interesting. I remember this story happening early in the week, and I was like, okay, well, I guess Kojima's showing up at Summer Game Fest then. Like, surely that's what's happening. But that didn't happen. So yeah, I don't know, Kieran. What do you think of this? Have you seen all the huffpuff on Twitter about this?
I saw it. I think it's Kojima was going to appear at some point or other at a Jeff Keighley show. So this information coming out now kind of would, prior to today's Summer Games Fest, would have given a lot of credence to this is likely to happen. Like, this is where we can go with this, and I think it overall just puts it in an interesting spot overall. I'm excited to see what Kojima does next. I think, I was, even though it scared the shit out of me, and it was, maybe one of the scariest things I ever played through, but PT was insane. And I think for Kojima to return to that, I think he's always had really good horror elements in his game anyway. The original, Psycho Mantis fight, for many reasons, was psychologically dark and made players feel uneasy on purpose. So to see him return to that, instead of, we haven't heard about Norman Reedus, but there's definitely potential for Mads Mikkelsen's.
Well, the funniest thing to tack on here is we talked about a story on Platinum Explosion last week before this story broke, where Norman Reedus accidentally revealed that he started on Death Stranding 2, and then Hideo Kojima tweeted pictures of him, like, I can't remember what the picture exactly was, but saying something about go to your room now, or something like that, because basically being like, hush, hush, you shouldn't have said that thing. So whether or not Kojima Productions is working on 2 games, whether or not by starting on the game, maybe all he did was film as something like CG in a suit for the character that it could be a teaser trailer, whether or not Overdose is secretly a Death Stranding sequel, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but it's very confusing. Ash, do you have any?
No, I like you said, they probably showed their hand, like, to a certain degree, by asking the story to come down. I think that the interesting story is how he found out, and it seemed like people got the impression that he broke NDAs, or somebody with an NDA like told him in confidence, and then he's reported on it. Seems to be the case.
That's what so someone with an NDA told him and sent him the footage with the request of anonymity, meaning they don't want their name out there because 100% they were under NDA for what they'd seen. Yeah. So I think when you get into the discussion of, did this person, whose name I've already forgot, I'm sorry, Tom Henderson, did this person do something dodgy? Technically, no.
Did he do something illegal? No.
Is it ethically wrong? Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing. Like,
is there going to be consequences? Probably.
No, I don't think there will be. Not on his end.
You don't think Kojima's not going to like this?
Oh, I think there'll be. I think the only thing that happens on his end is, I think, his reputation.
Yeah. He's got a reputation as someone who'll, if you tell him something, he's going to, like, put it out there.
It's now going to get out there. He's not, one of these reporters that gets an inside scoop, but then takes their time to kind of gather the information and prepare a story for when they are able to put it out. I think there is, though it's not going to be a direct ramification on him, I think there's definitely ramifications there in other ways throughout his career.
Yeah, I feel like this is the thing. Technically, he's totally within his right to report on this because he got sent something and he's allowed to write about it.
For all we know, he got sent it by accident.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's totally allowed to write about it. I think where my personal, I guess, journalistic integrity would lie would be if you get something like this sent to you, there's nothing within this. This isn't a bombshell, like the only reason you write about this is to write about the game. There's nothing in here that like, oh my God, like this is information about Kojima that the world needs to know. Like this isn't world breaking fucking New York Times shit over here. This is just, hey, let me just tell you about the game, right? Early ahead of the studio. I think the better thing to do is, honestly, you could have nearly reached out to Kojima Productions and being like, look, I've got this. I'm going to publish this. Now, if you want to work with me and you want to give me the first scoop so I can have something, let's talk. Because he's totally within his right to do that. And if they'd said, nah, get fucked, don't publish it or else we'll go after you, I think he could still publish it if he really wanted to, if that's the ball he wanted to play. Because I don't think there's any legal ramifications on his end for publishing it. Like, he has done nothing technically wrong. He didn't steal the data. He didn't he's not the one who did anything wrong technically. So I think that would have been the way to go for it. It would have been like, look, let's play ball. I won't publish the leak stuff. I won't talk about this leak stuff. You give me the first scoop on this game.
Give me an exclusive interview or whatever.
Yeah. That's a win-win, I feel, at that stage. So, but yeah, as far as like people being like, this is wrong, he shouldn't have published this, he's not allowed to. I'm like, you can feel like he shouldn't have published it. Yep. Well, he's allowed to publish it at the end of the day. That's the thing. If you see something that you shouldn't have, totally allowed to write about it. Totally 100% allowed to write about it. He hasn't signed any NDA or anything, so. All right, that'll do it for this week's or today's episode of Arcade Couch. Let us know what you thought of Summer Game Fest and any of the other showcases, which we'll be talking about. Again, Xbox and Bethesda showcase will be the main topic, and then quickly run over anything of interest from the future game show, as well as Netflix Geek Week is the other sort of major thing that would have happened by then. All on the Discord, on the Twitters, explosionnetwork.com/Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. If you liked the episode and thought it was worth $1, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Takes you to our Ko-fi page. And until you're listening later today, early tomorrow, however you're going about it, it'll be the same time. Kinda. It'll be the same couch, that's for sure. Check out that episode. See you in less than 24 hours, probably. Bye.